Hey up, it's Steve from the Old Yorkshire Geek, and welcome to my midweek live news stream. Yes, I'm back after a week off. I only took a week off, didn't I? But my beard's gone all curly, look. It needs trimming. Anyway, welcome back to the live news. Hopefully things will go swimmingly. A few stories today. No Acolyte review. I've done a separate video for that. Links in the description for that. But here's a clip. Sorry, I'll show a clip. Here we go. A quick clip of my review with me singing. Maybe he just wants to be stealthy. So he thinks he's Spider-Man and he goes scurrying up the wall. There he goes. Did. Spider Sol, climbing up a bloody big wall. That nearly rhymed that, didn't it? Unbelievable. Thank you, Wingrace. Thank you, Wingrace. Oops. I'm hopeless. Right, I'm not muted anymore, I hope. Anyway, so I read them. You saw them. Right. Is that Gungan story about how the Sith formed Darth Jar Jar out of rock, force, or paper? Rock, force, or paper. Right. So there we go. So that was a clip of my review. So if you want to see that, go and look in the whatchamacallit, the description. The link is in there. But as first news story, but before we start, by the way, don't forget, like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell if you're subscribed already. Right, we're live on Rumble, YouTube, whatever. We're live on YouTube. We should be live on Rumble. Fingers crossed. And I hit refresh, and I should pop up. There I am. And we should be live. Oh, for God's sake, I don't know. We should be live on Twitch, if that works. Yes, we're live on Twitch as well. Right, so I'm also on Facebook, X, and Instagram. Links in the description. As are links to my 2 books. They're under there. I can't find them, but they're underneath thing. I can't be bothered getting them out. Mercury Rapids and Silent Predator. One's a sci-fi, one's a horror. They're on Amazon, Kindle and paperback. Give them a whirl. Also, there's merch in the merch store, T-shirts and stuff, such as this one, my Bloody Game T-shirt, that I keep forgetting to wear when I'm actually playing games, but never mind about that. And also there's a Patreon page, as I said, links in the description, right, and I'll be adding something to the Patreon page soon, in the next few days. I've got another In Magical Monochrome to do. Right, so let's get on with the news. Not that much news today, but so we'll power through. If I seem distracted, it's because England are playing the Netherlands right now. Well, not right now, it's half time, but and I've got it on my phone there. There they go. They're coming back out after half time. It's 1-1 at half time. Spoilers. So that's on my phone there. So if I seem a bit distracted, or if I suddenly go, yeah, or oh, you know something bad's happened, or good. Right, news. Let's get on with it. We're starting off with the Acolyte from Screen Rant. Here we go. Is the Acolyte a success? Viewership and Rotten Tomatoes. Let's call the whole thing off. Score explained. Hello, there's Osha and there's May, because, you know, you can't tell the difference of them. This is from Thomas Bacon. Any relation to Kevin? I don't know. The latest viewership data raises the difficult question of whether The Acolyte should be considered a success. No, it's not. Triggered by Netflix, the streaming revolution has caused massive disruption to the traditional film and TV landscape. It's even now difficult to figure out whether a streaming show should be considered a success because the metrics are opaque and streaming services are wary of providing useful information for their competitors. Star Wars is undoubtedly one of the most successful franchises in modern popular culture. It used to be, back in the day, before Disney got it and didn't make the money back. But it is also one of the most divided fandoms. If they made good stuff, then it wouldn't be divided, would it? That's a simple. Speaking of metrics, that's a simple metric. Make good stuff, and the fans won't be divided. Be divided, will they? Anyway. The latest TV show, Leslie Yee Headland's The Acolyte, has been the subject of intense controversy. There's been a literal backlash against The Acolyte, complete with a review bombing campaign. It's never review bombing when it's like on the good side, is it? When it's like 95% and stuff like that. They never complain then, do they? On Rotten Tomatoes, Metacritic and the like. That makes it all the more important to critically assess whether The Acolyte is a Star Wars success story. It's not. Especially because this is the first step beyond the Skywalker saga. I'm just thinking, I suppose it is really, isn't it? It's common to look at Rotten Tomatoes to get a sense of how popular and well-liked a TV show really is. Unfortunately, in the case of The Acolyte, there's substantial evidence of a mass review bombing campaign that completely distorts the result. At time of writing, the show has an audience score of just 14%, with over 25,000 reviews. What was Andor? I don't know. That's set in the age of the Skywalker. He's in it, isn't he? Darth Vader's in it, and he's a Skywalker. So you could say that's in the Skywalker era. To give an idea, that's more reviews than all 3 seasons of The Mandalorian, or even than Game of Thrones Season 1, which seems most improbable. So they're just saying that there's lots of reviews, not on about the score. By the way, the audience score on Rotten Tomatoes, it doesn't say that people are giving it 14%. It means that 14% of the audience have given it a score of 3.5 stars or above. That's what it says. If you click on the little info tab on Rotten Tomatoes, it tells you that. So that's not the score. That's how much of the audience have given it a decent score. So it's not many. I tested, says Mr. Bacon, a random sample of 30 reviews, checking for evidence of whether they were written by human beings or bots. No links, is there? We just got to take his word for it that they're random. 29 of the 30 were highly likely to be AI generated. Okay, show us how you got that. Links for everything else, look. I mean, even just put up a picture, a screen grab showing us it. But no, I think he's lying. I think you're lying, Kevin. I know it's not Kevin, but I'm calling him Kevin. What was Caravan of Courage? Amazing. So was Battle for Endor. In a rubbish way. But yeah, I know what you're on about. That's still set in the age of the Skywalkers, isn't it? Still set in the age of the Skywalkers. Where were we? Meanwhile, it doesn't even take a little digging on social media to stumble across conversations between certain parts of the fandom who are determined to get the score down as low as possible. In one case, the conversation even happened in the replies to an official Star Wars Twitter post. I don't know what they're talking about. The backlash is largely because the show is perceived as woke. No, it isn't. That is the furthest thing from it. The backlash is because it's crap. That's why there's a backlash, because it's rubbish. It's nothing to do with it being woke. And to be honest, it's not even particularly woke. I don't think it is anyway, really. Yeah, there's the space lesbians and stuff, but that don't mean it's woke. But anyway, whatever. The Acolyte showrunner Leslie Yee Headland has come in for heavy criticism because of a claim this was the gayest Star Wars show ever. She did say that. Which she later stated was an awkward response to a question she didn't know how to answer. Some criticism has felt somewhat over the top with, space lesbians. A whole coven of them, with no men in sight. Some criticism has felt somewhat over the top with a particularly absurd backlash over the age of Jedi Master Ki-Adi-Mundi. The Acolyte contradicted a non-canon CD-ROM from 1999 and a non-canon trading card from 2013. I refuse to believe anybody really cares about Ki-Adi-Mundi's age. No, but it'd be nice if they just did keep to the, received canon. wouldn't you? Instead of just changing things just for the sake of it, why pick him? Why not pick another character, maybe that had been in the Phantom Menace that we didn't know how old they were? I'm sure there was one that were in there in the chamber. Why not pick another one? I don't know. Plo Koon. We saw a Plo Koonish person, didn't we? Among the Jedi. So why not him? I don't even know. Does Plo Koon have an age? I have no idea. I don't know. But let's say another. Why did they pick another one? No, because she had to do. You know, they have to faff, don't they, and get the fans angry. They do it on purpose, I think. Anyway. The net result, though, is that it's impossible to use Rotten Tomatoes as evidence for how well received or not The Acolyte really is. It's not mentioning, though, on Rotten Tomatoes, if you click on, it's got like an 80-something, 85%-ish score, critics score, which you think, oh, that's a bit high. But if you click on the top critics, it goes down to 75%. The audience score doesn't have there's just an audience score. But as I said, the audience score isn't 14%. It's 14% of the audience gave it a decent score of 3.5 stars out of 5 or above. I think they just picked someone and didn't look into them until the episode aired. I agree. I think it's more ignorance than anything. But isn't that what the story group's for? And like, what's his face? Pablo Hidalgo and that. And what's his face as well? Dave Filoni. Isn't he supposed to know? Isn't he supposed to be the arbiter of all things Star Wars these days? Shouldn't he know? Isn't he the genius? Nielsen is generally seen as the most reliable source for viewership figures, and data for The Acolyte suggests the show is doing reasonably well. Here's how the premieres compare to other live-action Star Wars Disney Plus TV shows. Data not available for The Mandalorian Season 1. So there we see, there's this is the Nielsen ratings. Don't ask me how they work it out. But just over 1 billion minutes watched for Season 2. Then it gradually got, well, obviously because it's a countdown in it, so then they get lower. So Season 3 didn't do as well because it wasn't as good. Obi-Wan Kenobi, I think only got that many because it were Obi-Wan Kenobi and, you know, Vader and all that, even though it was garbage. Ahsoka for 414 million minutes viewed. Book of Boba Fett. There's The Acolyte, 244, and there's Andor, 208, because nobody really cares about Andor, do they? You know, Cassian Andor. Who gives a monkeys about him? But the series is actually really good. Well, I won't say really good. Reasonably good. Probably the best, after The Mandalorian Seasons 1 and 2, the best Star Wars series. But nobody wanted to watch it because it's not Obi-Wan, it's not The Mandalorian or the people coming back from Clone Wars and stuff like Ahsoka, etc. It's not Boba Fett. That's why nobody watched it. Anyway, The Acolyte's viewership is apparently lower than any other show bar Andor. Now, it's worth stressing that doesn't mean The Acolyte is a failure, except it is. Lucasfilm has already commissioned Andor Season 2. Yeah, but there were supposed to be 5 seasons of Andor. Originally, that was the plan, with a year for each season. But that got knocked back, didn't it, apparently? And now they've got to cram the last 4 seasons into one, which is why it's going to be 3 episodes a year jump, 3 episodes a year jump, like that. And Sci-Fi Quest is here. No Doctor Who numbers from Disney still. Don't give a monkeys about Doctor Who. don't give a toss. Watch 1 episode of that last series. The good episode. Where he wasn't in it. Hemmer and Shran and Teases are the only Andor-related people I want. Yes. That's a Star Trek reference, if you didn't know. Hemmer from Strange New World, Shran from Enterprise, and Teases from Prodigy. See, I do remember some things sometimes. Anyway, what has happened with... Oh, you haven't got that far yet, I don't think. Never mind. Nearly spoiled something for Winggrace then. Anywho, I forgot where I was now. Commissioned Andor Season 2, proving 208 million is fine. But it wasn't fine enough to get 5 seasons. It does, however, reinforce the sense that Star Wars is associated with major established brands. The Mandalorian is essentially Disney Plus's flagship show. Obi-Wan Kenobi featured the return of Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen, even though it was bloody awful. Hilariously awful in places. I'd finish that damn thing if I wasn't trying to do a video each episode. Well, you fashioned a rod for your own back there, Wingrace. Where were we? And even the Ahsoka was really a live-action Star Wars Rebels Season 5, essentially, yeah. The Acolyte lacks, though I do agree with him there, the Acolyte lacks that pre-established draw, so clearly so important for Star Wars, which is why Andor didn't do very well, because people didn't really care about Cassian Andor. Even though Rogue One is well received, and probably the best, I don't know probably about it, it is the best of the Disney Star Wars films. But, nobody cares about Cassian Andor, do they, really? By the way, it's still 1-1. I'm still watching it down there, my phone. The football. Anyway, but again, is that really a problem? The simple truth is that Star Wars needs to keep expanding as a franchise, and it has to go beyond the established name sooner or later. The Mandalorian will always be pretty much impossible to match, because it literally released alongside the launch of Disney Plus, shooting its new characters to galactic levels of prominence. Plus, the first 2 seasons were generally quite good. They weren't amazing, but they were generally quite good and felt Star Warsy. I think they did anyway. I like Mandalorian. The Acolyte was never going to be the next Mandalorian, but as it stands, in spite of backlash, it seems to be doing okay. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. I wouldn't call, that Rotten Tomatoes score okay. I mean, even with the top critics, it's not got an amazing score, just a okay score. So, what is it, Thomas Bacon? Do you know what you're talking about? This is a shill article, essentially, in it. It's rubbish. The Acolyte is rubbish. Absolutely diabolically bad. And if you watch my review, although this latest episode, I did enjoy the lightsaber fight with the Wookiee. That was quite fun. Right, so there we go. Wingrace is saying things. Can't say I've seen any toys or merch for the Acolyte. No, but I've not been looking. I know they're releasing the helmet, aren't they? The Smilo Ren helmet. I've seen something else as well. Can't remember. I think I might have seen something else as well. As he pulls his beard to try and straighten it. I need some of them, you know what Vikings wear? They put like beads in the beards, don't they, to straighten them out. Anyway, where were we? Right. Let's move on from the Acolyte, because it's poo. The big news of the week, of course, is this. This is from the BBC. Has it got a thing? Yeah, Peter Hoskins wrote this. Hollywood icon Paramount agrees $28 billion merger deal. I've seen others saying $8 billion. Maybe I'll explain it in the end. As usual, I've not read these articles. But anywho, one of Hollywood's oldest companies, Paramount Global, has agreed to merge with independent film studio Skydance Media. Under the deal, there will be the pit droid, I'm guessing, more than likely. Although I bet a lot of people make their own, because it doesn't look super complicated, does it? Under the deal, Paramount's non-executive chair, Shari Redstone, will sell her the Walking Dead family. They are, though, aren't they? They're like bloody skeletons. Are they aliens or something, the Redstones? A dad, I forgot his name, looked like, a bloody zombie, didn't it? She doesn't look much better. She spends a lot of money on her hair, but, whatever. Anyway, Shari Redstone will sell her family's controlling stake in the company in a complex transaction that will result in a new firm worth around $28 billion, £21.9 billion sterling. It marks the end of an era for the Redstone family, whose late patriarch, Sumner Redstone, the zombie one, transformed the chain of drive-in cinemas into a vast media empire. Yes, that's the fella, yes. As well as Paramount, the group includes the television networks CBS, Comedy Central, Nickelodeon and MTV. Our hope... Hang on, Sci-Fi Quest says, everyone likes pulling heads off toys just like OSHA. Our hope is that the Skydance transaction will enable Paramount's continued success in this rapidly changing environment, Ms. Redstone said in a statement. According to the company, its TV channels have a global reach of over 4.3 billion subscribers across more than 180 countries. Subscribers? It's TV channels? I don't know, unless they're on about, like subscribers through, like, what I'm with, Virgin Media and Sky and all that stuff, where you subscribe to their TV service. I'm guessing that's what they mean. The merger would combine Paramount, home of classic films such as Chinatown and Breakfast at Tiffany's, with its financial partner on several recent big releases, including Top Gun Maverick and Star Trek Into Darkness. What they put that in for? Oh, bloody awful. Recent big release. It was ages ago, so I couldn't call it recent. It must be over 10 years ago now. When was Star Trek Into Darkness? About 10 years ago, wasn't it? Anyway. Star Trek Into Darkness. Yes, exactly. It was about 10 years ago ish. I can't remember. It was like 2013 or something when it came out, 2012 or whatever. Anyway, under the agreement, Skydance will invest around $8 billion in Paramount, including paying $2.4 billion for National Amusements, which controls the group. National Amusements owns just 10% of Paramount Group's shares, but accounts for almost 80% of its voting rights. So how does that work? I don't know. I'm not a business person. Paramount said it expected to close the deal by the summer of next year. Not summer, the summer of next year. 2013, yes, okay. Paramount started Into Darkness, which was bloody awful. Kurtzman will prevail until he's ready to go somehow. Yes, although Sidetrack has been on, saying that somebody at Paramount now doesn't like him and is going to be on his way out, but I don't know. I didn't watch it. I started watching it, I thought, Jay, I think you're wrong here. I think your source is pulling your leg. Because Skydance love Alex Kurtzman, don't they? But anyway, or they seem to. Don't forget, he was one of the writers behind, the JJ Star Trek films, the first two anyway. And the Transformers as well, which made them a huge amount of money. So I said they love Alex Kurtzman. The Kurtz Media Empire, yeah. Anywho, where were we? Paramount Global traces its origins back more than a century to the founding of Paramount Pictures Corporation in 1914, so 110 years old. The studio, I'm that old, I remember, I think when Top Gun, the first Top Gun came out, it used to have the Paramount logo, it used to say 75th anniversary. So that's 35 years ago. Tells you how old I am. The studio has made many hit films, including The Godfather, Star Trek, presuming they mean Star Trek the Motion Picture or Star Trek 2, not the 2009 one, and Mission Impossible series. But the entertainment giant has struggled over the past decade. Paramount Global shares have fallen by more than 75% in the last 5 years. Skydance is owned by David Ellison, the son of Larry Ellison, who founded US technology giant Oracle. The announcement came after 8 months of negotiations. Apparently David Ellison is quite clever, I've heard. People are, saying, nepotism and all that, but I've heard he's quite a smart chap, but I don't know. The announcement came after 8 months of negotiations that saw Redstone holding talks with a number of potential partners, including Sony and private equity firm Apollo. Are you a big Gulf and Western fan? That's what it used to say, didn't it? Paramount, a Gulf and Western company. Before Viacom came along. Hey. It's like, as well, it said Universal, an MCA company. Were all these these were all like insurance firms and stuff, weren't they, that were taking over Hollywood? Anyway, back in the day. In April, Paramount's chief executive Bob Bakish left the company after clashing with Ms. Redstone over the planned Skydance deal. The deal comes as the global entertainment industry is being transformed by the video streaming revolution. I think that revolution's kind of over now, isn't it? It's kind of on its way out now. I think we're going to have a consolidation. But we'll see what happens, won't we? So is that it? Yes, that's it. So there we go. So it looks like Skydance have won Paramount. So we'll see what happens. But I don't think this is good news for Star Trek. I don't think it is. I think we'll see more Kurtzman Trek because of this. More Kurtzman Trek, more JJ Trek. Because Star Trek 4 will be coming. Maybe. But we'll see, won't we? Right, we'll see. Right, so what do you think about that? Tell us in the chat or put it in the comments down below. By the way, don't forget, if you want to, fiscally support this this channel, don't forget the super thanks and super chats and stuff like that. And we're over 800 subscribers now. Yay! So we'll see how we go, won't we? We'll see how we go. If we hit 1,000 soon, I'm getting close on the minutes watched as well. To reach 4,000 minutes watched over a certain period. And I'm getting there. I'm nearly there. So anyway, right. Right, so we'll see. What's next? Oh, pardon me, I'm burping. What am I like? It's still 1-1, by the way. England and the Netherlands. It's still 1-1. Can you see? There we go. Come on, England. This is the semi-final, by the way, of the UEFA European Championship thing. And I think if England win and get through to the final, I think it'll be the first final they've got to in a major tournament since 1966, I think. Could be wrong. Anywho, here we go. Sticking with the Paramount merger. Here's Giant Freaking Robot and Douglas Helm reporting. Paramount merges with Skydance. Star Trek's future about to change. I don't think it is one jot. After months of negotiating, by the way, we've got another Star Trek story later, I think. Yes, we have. I think a Starfleet Academy story. But anyway, after months of negotiating, Paramount Global has made the call to merge with Skydance, ending the company's long-going Redstone era. Skydance founder David Ellison is taking on the role of chairman and CEO of the newly merged studio, while former NBC Universal CEO Jeff Shell is taking on the role of president. As one of the president of the company, not president of America. As one of the biggest entertainment studios in the world, Paramount has quite a few franchises that might be affected by this merger, and Star Trek fans should be the first in line to wonder what's next for the franchise. Sci-Fi Quest says there will be George Crossers flying around the country if they did ever win. Yes, if they do. We're on 67 minutes, so how long we got? 23 minutes to go, and it's 1-1. Don't go to extra time, I'm not bothered about extra time, but don't go to penalties, even though we won the last penalty shootout, didn't we? But Anyway, right, so current projects still moving forward. There are certainly a few ways the Paramount Skydance merger could affect the Star Trek franchise going forward. Looking at the full report could give us some clues as to what direction it could go. For one, sorry, something happened. For one, the current leadership, I think the England goal has had to make a save. Yes, he has. For one, the current leadership told employees that things would be business as usual until the deal closes, so it seems likely any short-term plans will remain in place. That means things like Starfleet Academy and the upcoming Michelle Yeoh-led Section 31 movies. It's not Starfleet Academy is a series. Maybe your name is, I forgot already. Douglas Helm. Take the helm, Douglas. Starfleet Academy is a series, not a movie. Anyway. Unless it means there's going to be more than one Section 31 movie. Anyway, it should still be on track. Shell, who is also part of the private equity firm Redbird Capital Partners, involved in the deal, said, "It's a new Paramount. It's not just a catchphrase about the Skydance merger. It's possible that new leadership could mean a new direction for major IPs like Star Trek. Perhaps that new direction could include a bigger focus on big screen efforts, leading to a fast-tracking of the fourth film in the Kelvin timeline that has seemingly been in development stasis for years." Yes, it has. Giant Freaking Robot got things wrong. Inconceivable! He said that word on purpose because he knows I don't like that film. Princess Bride. Anyway. Hot take. As for Ellison, by the way, there's Prodigy. As for Ellison, who will presumably have a big hand in the Trek franchise going forward, he said of the Paramount Skydance merger, "The key thesis behind this transaction is our desire to inject Skydance as a pure play content company, to double down on Paramount's prowess as one of the world-class storytelling enterprises. In other words, it seems like Ellison is keen to double down on the popular IP that Paramount has amassed over the years. With a statement like this, it would seem like Ellison would want to lean even harder on the Star Trek franchise rather than dial anything back. We'll have to see, won't we? And how much money's in the kitty when things settle down, doesn't it? If Ellison is indeed looking to make content a top priority after the Paramount Skydance merger is completed, I hope they don't change the name of the company. I hope it's still going to be Paramount. I hope they don't do something silly like Paradance or Skymount. Anyway, or Paramount Skydance. I hope they don't change it to Paramount Skydance. With the mountain and that. I hope not. Anyway, we'll see, won't we? Then Star Trek will be the ideal place to start. The sci-fi franchise rivals some of the biggest franchises out there in popularity. There are quite a few interesting projects in the works for the Star Trek franchise currently. Not really. There's one that should be in the works, but it isn't, Star Trek Legacy. That's not going to happen, is it? Maybe David Ellison, is it? We should bombard David Ellison with Star Trek Legacy hashtags and stuff. Is he on X? Anyway, so hopefully Ellison wouldn't put the kibosh on any of those going forward. On the flip side of the coin, big mergers like Paramount and Skydance can sometimes spell trouble for beloved franchises like Star Trek. Case in point, MGM, Amazon. What's happened to Stargate? Nobody knows. They don't. Nobody knows. After all these major deals, see increased pressure on the new leadership to provide profits to the shareholders, while Shell touted Ellison as a creative, saying it's been a long time, or a long road even, since a creative executive ran one of the big Hollywood companies. There's always a chance the financial pressures could lead to decisions the fan base finds unfavourable. Yep, they don't see how much bang they can get for their buck, essentially. They don't spend as little as possible, at least initially, and get as much back. Which is, I don't know, who does Paramount do? Yes, Mission Impossible, don't they? Yes. So what's going to happen with the second, the part 2 of the Mission Impossible thing? That didn't do well, did it? Even though it was a really good film. Anyway, we'll see, won't we? At this point, there's still a chance that the Paramount and Skydance merger could fall apart, as the merger still needs to go through regulatory approval and a 45-day go-shop period where Paramount can entertain other offers. However, so maybe somebody could swoop in at the last minute. Elon by Paramount. However, it does seem like both parties are pretty eager to push this deal through this time around. We'll have to wait and see if it's good news for the Star Trek franchise or another Warner Brothers Discovery axing all of your favourite shows situation. Is that it? Yeah. So, yes, we'll see, won't we? But I suspect, if Star Trek does go forward, does go onwards and upwards, it will be in the Kurtzman era, and I think Kurtzman will carry on. Wingrace says, "No, I don't want to watch Star Trek on X, neither do I." It's the deal between Paramount and CBS that could be an issue with the merger. I don't know, because they're the same thing, aren't they? But anyway. CBS part of Paramount, they changed it, didn't they? They merged, didn't they? It was Viacom and, the movie and TV parts were separate, and then they merged them, didn't they? And became Paramount Global or something like that, didn't they? So I think it's all been bought, hasn't it? Anywho. So there, we see. Sorry, just watching the football again. What's happening? Don't know, nothing. Right, come on England, get a goal. Right, let's move on. What's next? Back to the Acolyte again. What am I doing here? Never mind. Should have put these at the beginning, shouldn't I? Never mind. Back to the Acolyte. And bounding into comics. I think we have a couple of stories from bounding into comics to do with the Acolyte, I think. The Acolyte lead, Amandla Stenberg, claims to welcome criticism of the show, suggests large chunk of negative coverage is clickbait journalism. Is there any other sort? In all journalism, clickbait journalism. Apparently not, according to Amandla Stenberg. Says Spencer Bakuli. In the opinion of series leader Amandla Stenberg, while there may be some legitimate complaints regarding the Acolyte's production, the negative coverage surrounding the Star Wars series is nothing more than algorithm baiting and clickbait journalism. But as I said, clickbait journalism is just what should just say journalism, because you've got to have, you know, an eye-catching title, haven't you? Plus, it's crap. It's the Acolyte. Stenberg offered her thoughts on the series as less than stellar audience reception during a July 8th appearance on The View, itself notably produced and broadcast by the Disney-owned ABC. And there's a YouTube thing. We won't watch it because I don't want to. Amandla Stenberg talks. That's the thing for that. Asked by the show co-host Sunny Hostin if she could speak to the intolerable racism as described by the actress herself in the Instagram caption to her previously released diss track. What the hell's a diss track? I keep hearing that, and she says it, you know, I've released a diss track. What the hell's a diss track? She claimed to have received from unhappy Star Wars fans in response to her casting. I don't know. I didn't. No, there's always idiots, isn't there? But by and large, I've not noticed anybody saying that she shouldn't be playing a Star Wars person. Why not? Why shouldn't she? Anyway, Stenberg asserted, it's been very painful for me. But they always claim it's racism, don't they? Every time. But it's the media that drags all this stuff up. Anyway, this track is a song attacking someone or something. Oh, well, yeah. She claimed... remember, is it like a protest song? What we used to call a protest song back in the day. Anyway, it's not something that I think you can emotionally prepare for, and we welcome criticism of the show when it comes to storytelling or performance, which is basically all I've seen about it. I've not seen anybody complain about, you know, the race of people in the film. They've just been talking about how rubbish it is. Because it is a very diverse cast. But I've heard nobody complaining about that. Just that it's rubbish. But anyway, but when it comes to death threats, horrific, violent, racist language, it's unacceptable to me, she continued. But you get that anyway. I've had death threats. Oh, I'm a bloody nobody. I'm under 1,000 subscribers, and my videos get, like, if I'm lucky, you know, 150 views. And even I've had a death threat or two. It comes with the territory. Anyway, and I've had to think really deep and hard about when you display discipline and when you display honour. And I guess what I mean by that is, when do you decide to utilise discipline to not engage in a reactive way to hatred? And when do you decide to engage in honour by honouring your values and your belief system? Why did you just say, take the high road? That's what you should say, shouldn't you? But that's what she's saying in a roundabout way. And in this case, I decided that what was the most important thing to me, to be vocal, because I think that silence can send a message as well, and inaction can be very dangerous. That's why she did a diss track, which itself were nonsense. But anyway, you know, she's trying to make out that she's this oppressed black person when she's, fabulously wealthy, from a wealthy family, and, as a classically trained musician and all that stuff. Probably went to the best schools, I imagine, but, she's still oppressed. To this end, the actress then raised the topic, she's not from the hood, is she? Let's put it that way. Oh, offside flags up, Just a minute, we're going to have a check. VAR, sorry, we're on the football. That's why he's a sci-fi question. Goal! But I don't think it'll count. Oh, I don't know. That's onside. That's going to stand, is that goal? Point to the centre spot. Blow your whistle, point to the centre spot, ref. So just bear with us. Offside? Didn't look it to me. That's a travesty. That looked onside to me, but anyway, whatever. They're taking Foden off. What are they taking him off for? He's been really good. Like I said, I haven't been paying attention, though. Anyway, right, where were we? To this end, the actress... it's still 1-1. Yes, it's rigged. Because they all hate the English. To this end, the actress then raised the topic of her aforementioned musical response to the Acolyte's supposedly racist critics, informing her hosts, "So I made a diss track. It's called Discourse." That's me doing her dancing. And it really is about, what I've been experiencing, but it's also just about the divisiveness for the culture and how difficult it is to navigate information in this new era. Well, we're in an era of we've basically got too much information, haven't we? And it's coming at us from all directions, and it's up to you to decide what you want to believe. Anyway, if we lose this now, by the way, it's a travesty. I thought that were onside, but anyway. There were a lot of orange. I'm sure all the orange, whatever. It's so difficult to tell what is true. I'm not going to go into the offside rule. Anyway, it's so difficult to tell what is true, online, she further explained of the song's premise, and these online algorithms, they shape our realities and our thinking, and clickbait journalism and these algorithms also profit from our rage and our hatred. I feel that's something we're aware of, but we don't necessarily have discourse or infrastructure around because it's so new. Notably, given that she explicitly admitted to making the song in response to the Acolyte discourse, except it wasn't really, the lyrics didn't seem to be about the Acolyte to me. I think they were just about her struggle, so to speak, in general. Stenberg's note that Discourse was written as a response to a newer era of clickbait journalism comes off, intentionally or otherwise, as a commentary on the critical coverage given to the show, but not only YouTubers, but also such outlets as Forbes, Screen Rant, and even BIC. What's BIC? Dunno. Wingrace will tell me in a minute, because he'll either know or he'll look it up. For those who missed it, upon its Juneteenth debut, Discourse sees Stenberg pushing back against the silly racists who she alleged made up a sizable portion of the Acolyte's pool of critics, but they didn't. There's the link. Yes, a brand of pen. Yes, they are big. And razors, disposable razors. Yes, or lighters, big lighters, yes. Played over black and white footage of Stenberg both singing and dancing to the song. As she walks around the streets of Brooklyn, the song begins. She wouldn't have been able to do that back in the day, would she? I think New York's a lot safer now than it used to be. But anyway. The song begins, not that I've ever been, but the song begins with the actress clarifying that her previous admission that making white people cry was the goal of her 2018 film, The Hate You Give. I wonder what her father thinks about all this. Was meant as a call to empathy rather than a desire to see said demographic genuinely hurt. I'm going viral on Twitter again. These are the lyrics. I won't sing. I don't think she sing. Oh, duh. BIC. Oh, I bounded into comics. Oh, oh, dear. Of course. What's happened there? No, nothing. I'm going viral on Twitter again. Open up the news to find some interesting things. 20 million views. Interview from 2018 with Trevor Noah, the King, when I was a teen. I was running from city to city to speak on a story. You know the one, police murdering a black boy. My people cried in theatres, finding release. Her people. White people cried they could see us as human beings. Trevor, they're your people as well. Anyway, she's mixed race, so, everybody's her people. Trevor asked what I want the people to know. I say white people crying was the goal. If they could take one thing, what would it be? I say empathy. Next, Stenberg. How does this article go on for? Oh, I'm nearly done. Next, Stenberg asserts, ooh, that's why... Why do we have to go into this? Whatever. Ooh, that's why they're mad at me. They splice lines, make hate, they recognise, blah, 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 blah. Following the first instance of its chorus, we so bored, don't F with your discourse, language, Should she get sacked from Disney for using such bad language? I don't know, but anyway. Yes, she loves claiming she's a victim. Yes, she does. She does, and she's not. As I said, she's doing the old. She's being oppressed, but the millionaire actress who's really oppressed. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X would be proud of her. Stenberg then takes issue with the evolution of the word woke from a term used exclusively by black people in reference to keeping apprised of the different ways in which they were being socio-economically oppressed, to one used by everyone as a shorthand adjective meaning performatively liberal. And then there's more lyrics. I'm not reading all the bloody from the next episode. So there we go. So she's making out she's oppressed, but she's not. She's the least oppressed person in the world. I'm more oppressed than her because I don't have the opportunities that she has for a start. So just shut up, Amandla, and take your licks, keep your head down, and you'll get more work, and you'll be fine. Right. So moving on. What's the next one? The next one is. I think we've covered this already. Yes, we have. We've covered this one already. Another story from Bound Into Comics about the Nielsen ratings, but we just covered that, haven't we? Yes, we have. So we don't need to read this one. We don't need to read this one because we've covered it in the previous article. I will read a bit of it. So here we go. I will include it. Right. At least the man who stole your hard-written work is getting into trouble. I don't know if he stole it, or the BBC had to give him some notes about Miscript. Bloody Neil Gaiman and his sordid ways. Anyway, right. This is Bounding Into Comics again, Spencer Baculey again, about the Nielsen ratings. So, see if they've got anything interesting to say. Right. I'll sod it, I'll just read the bugger. In offering, sorry, I nearly snotted then. In offering a massive counter to the laughable mainstream narrative that the Leslie Yee Headland-helmed series is an audience success, viewing data provided by the Nielsen Company appears to show that the premiere of The Acolyte was one of the least watched in the history of Disney Star Wars television. Per the noted analytics firm's numbers for the week between June 3rd to June 9th, The Acolyte pulled in roughly 488 million collective viewing minutes across its 2-episode debut for an average of 244 million each. In doing so, the series managed to place 7th overall on the week's most watched original TV streaming ratings. Leaderboard. Sorry, an England player just had a shot and missed. Coming in behind Dancing for the Devil, The 7 Million TikTok Cult, Geek Girl, Evil, Bridgerton, Sweet Tooth and Eric. I've not seen any of them. All produced or co-produced by Netflix. Netflix is still the streaming king, innit? Everybody else might as well just not bother. They shouldn't, be honest, they should just not bother. They should just, sod it. We'll just let Netflix, we'll just sell us stuff to Netflix. Our streaming services are not working. We're not making any, we're just losing money. So we'll just license our stuff out to Netflix and we'll just make money that way. Anyway, and sadly for Disney's PR teams, according to Nielsen's own, but competition is a good thing, but anyway. And sadly for Disney's PR teams, according to Nielsen's own data, The Acolyte posted the second worst premiere ratings of any Disney Star Wars television series. By the way, there's the list. There's The Acolyte in 7th. But remember, that's for 2 episodes. I suppose it could be argued that these ones that have got more episodes out only have more viewers because they've got lots and lots of episodes. So they'd probably be arguing, well, The Acolyte would be higher. If all these only had 2 episodes, The Acolyte would be way up at top. I bet they would. They'd say that. Where were we? For comparison, the respective Nielsen... And we saw this earlier on, didn't we, with The Mandalorian and all that stuff. They haven't put Mandalorian season 3 there. They put season 1 data not available. Season 2, 1 billion. But then put Mandalorian season... Oh, it's there. Fair enough. Anyway, per these records, the only series premiere to pull in less viewers than the Acolytes was Andor's, though notably only by just 47 million. Wingrace says... my favourite era was when everything was on Netflix and Hulu. Netflix had back catalogue and Hulu had everything. Streaming. We've scored again. England scored again. Sci-Fi Quest is telling me. On Hulu. Netflix had back catalogue. Hulu had everything new streaming next day. Yes. That one counted, did it? So I didn't see it. I just heard the ruckus. Come on. Somebody's got a yellow card, I think. Who's got a yellow card? What on earth? Oh, it's in the last bloody minute of the game as well. I've just realised England are going to the final. I've got all giddy. I might be sick. How much extra time is there going to be? Don't know. Something will happen. It'll not count. A linesman will wave his flag and said, I didn't like him, so it doesn't count. Let's have a look. Bang. There it goes. Back of the net. To quote Alan Partridge. Jurassic Park. Speaking of which, that's next week's Magnificent Monday. Why, that's a cracker of a goal. England are going to the final. It's going to be Sir, in it. I forgot his bloody name now. Sir Gareth Southgate. Whether, you know. We've only got 2 minutes of extra time. And we're nearly there now. Oh, heck. Right, anyway, back to the story. Who cares about this? England are going to the final of the UEFA Championship. Fingers crossed. As noted above, this confirmed data from a noted and trusted industry source, no less, throws a massive wrench into Disney's previous claim that the Acolyte's viewership represents a massive franchise victory. On July 1st, Screen Rant published an article alleging that according to exclusive data obtained from streaming service aggregator app Real Good, the Acolyte is the second most successful Star Wars series in terms of streaming and engagement, outperforming the average top 100 TV show by a factor of 6. As I said, they'll make out. They've done what I've just said. You know, Acolyte's only got 2 episodes. All these others above them have got like 1 billion episodes each. Anyway. However, while this statistic seems impressive on its face, special note should be made of the fact that its numbers also take into account engagement, a vague measurement defined by the platform themselves as an aggregation of user interactions with titles across Real Good platforms. I've never heard of Real Good, including playbacks, tracking, and other interactions. In other words, due to counting seemingly any interaction as a user has with the series on any of their platforms as a point towards the Acolyte's popularity, such as searching for it, clicking news articles related to it, or even negatively commenting on it, Real Good's glowing statistic absolutely cannot be relied on as an accurate indicator of audience sentiment. The Acolyte's the most amazing show ever made. Yes, it is, because it's got the power of 1, the power of 2, the power of many. Unbelievable. I forgot where I was. With 2 episodes left to go, the Acolyte continues its exceptionally boring journey on July 9th. Yes. It's rubbish, and people are saying it's rubbish. Even, I forgot her name. What's her face? Even she's saying it's rubbish now. And the power of Disney magic, yes. It's garbage. Oops, I forgot to remove. Next. I think Wingrace has covered this on his channel already. I can't remember if it was a video or a post he did in his community section. Can't remember. But anyway, Futurama's coming back. I've got to admit, I've not seen Futurama for a really, really long time. Whenever I see it, I do like it. But it's one of these series. It's like Family Guy or The Simpsons. I haven't seen it for years, but when I do watch them, I like them, and I don't know why I don't catch up with them. Probably because there's whatever. Just a link to the trailer. All right. Anyway, here we are with the news from MX doing. What the hell? I don't know. Aliyah Tessier Nunes. Futurama returns with new episodes on Hulu in 2024. Come on, blow that whistle. Blow that whistle. Come on, we're on the 95th minute now. We're supposed to have 2 minutes of extra time. I think, is it 2? Yeah. Check your watch, ref. Blimey, that like writing's little, so I'll make that bigger. That's it. Is it? Yes, England are going to a final and time, says Sci-Fi Quest. Sorry for just derailing the show. England are going to the first major final since 1966, the World Cup, which were in England back then. Anyway, the difference in Futurama has not been running the whole time. It keeps getting cancelled and then coming back years later. Yes. Well, me numbers. It's going to be Sir Gareth Southgate in it this time for the next, the New Year's honours. It'll be Sir Gareth Southgate, whether England win or lose. Unbelievable. And we were all saying, weren't we, early on in the tournament, how rubbish England were doing, and there was it, get rid of Southgate, he's rubbish. They're through to the final. So we've got a chance. We're playing Spain, aren't we? Is it Spain? Yes, playing Spain in the final, aren't we? I think we'll get slaughtered, but we'll see. You never know, because they played well there, did England? Well, I saw the first half. They were playing well. And to be honest, I thought the Netherlands had a run rings round us, but they didn't. We beat them. Fair and square. Right. Futurama. According to the official Hulu press, I can turn this off now. Now I know we've won. There we go. They're all celebrating. Look, there we go. England are celebrating. Yay, the fans. Yay. So there we go. But lots of crying fans. If my mate were here, he'd find something negative to say about it. He would. They might have won, but, bloody hell, it's about time. Will it be the curse of the penalty shootout in the final? God, I hope not. Do you need to go run out into the streets? Surprised I didn't hear all doors opening, but it's not that sort of a state that I live on. If it were cricket and not England, that's a clue as to what sort of people live round here mostly. My lovely neighbours. Anyway, according to the official Hulu press, Hulu is set to thrill fans, so that means it'll be coming to Disney Plus everywhere else, won't it? Because nobody else gets Hulu apart from North America, but we all get it on Disney Plus. So. Does that mean all the other Futuramas are on Disney Plus? I've never checked. I'll have to have a look. Right. Hulu is set to thrill fans of the iconic sci-fi series Futurama once again with the release of 10 brand new episodes in 2024. Following the success of the critically acclaimed revival in 2023, with the beloved show created by Matt Groening, is that how you pronounce it? I don't know. The Simpsons, Disenchantment, The Longest Day, Care, and developed alongside David X. Cohen, I know that voice, Futurama The Lost Adventure, Bender's Game, is gearing up for another round of futuristic escapades that promise to deliver the same blend of humour, heart and high concept. I can't speak. See, I'm that excited about England getting to the final. Anyway, high concept science fiction that has captivated audiences for years. It's coming home, it's coming home. It's not the World Cup, though, is it? But football's coming home. As mentioned in the official press release in this latest season, viewers will join the occasionally heroic crew of the Planet Express as they navigate a series of mind-bending adventures. Highlights include... The ship always reminds me of Thunderbird 2. Is that deliberate? Highlights include birthday party games with life or death stakes, revealing the secret of Bender's ancestral robot village, encounters with artificial intelligence, friends and foes. Fans can also look forward to a storyline involving impossibly cute beanbags and an exploration of the true 5 million year old story behind the consciousness-altering substance known as coffee. As always, the season will delve deeper into the fateful and time-twisted romance between Fry and Leela, adding another layer of complexity and emotion to their ongoing saga. Also reported by the official press release, the return of Futurama brings back its talented ensemble cast featuring John DiMaggio, Adventure Time, Chowder, Princess Mononoke. Billy West works... what? Was that supposed to be a placeholder? Where put his works here. I don't know. Katie Sagal, Scooby-Doo, Space Jam Disenchantment, and don't forget Married with Children. Tress McNeil, Chippendale Rescue Rangers, Wacko's Wish, Tiny Toon Adventures, Maurice LaMarche, Rick and Morty's Zootopia, blah, 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 and many more. These voice actors have become synonymous with their characters, bringing to life the eclectic mix of humans, aliens and robots that populate the show's universe. Since its original debut, Futurama has earned a dedicated fan base and critical acclaim for its clever writing, imaginative world building and memorable characters. As I said, I haven't seen it for years. I used to watch it, about the first season of, maybe the first 2 seasons. I used to watch it all the time. And then just kind of forgot about it. Like I did with like Family Guy and The Simpsons. Probably life just got in the way, probably. The series has often tackled complex issues through the lens of science fiction, offering both laughs and profound insights into the human condition. With its latest episodes, Futurama... I'm sweating. Futurama is poised to continue this tradition, delivering stories that are as entertaining as they are thought-provoking. As anticipation builds for the 2024 release, fans can rest assured, so it's obviously done then, isn't it? It's finished and it's ready to go if it's coming out this year. Fans can rest assured that Futurama will once again transport them to a future filled with adventure, humour and unexpected twists. Whether it's through exploring new corners of the universe or delving into the intricacies of artificial intelligence, the series promises to keep audiences on the edge of their seats while continuing to explore the timeless themes that have made it a standout in the world of animation. Actually, that reminds me, I've not seen the latest season of Rick and Morty. Yeah, I keep forgetting about it. Season 7, isn't it? I'm sure it's on Netflix, or is it season 6 that's on Netflix? I'll have to have a look. So there we go, Futurama's coming back. Cool. I'm going to have to catch up with it. I'm going to have to check and see if it's on Disney Plus, the earlier seasons, and give it another go, because I used to like it back in the day. It's only on Max here. Stupid rights. Oh, right, so it might not be then. We'll see. We will see. I'll have a look anyway. So Max is Warner Brothers, isn't it? So, and we don't have Max over here. We don't have Hulu. Hulu stuff goes to Disney Plus, but we don't have Max, HBO over here. And HBO and Max stuff generally goes to Sky Atlantic. So, don't know. Oh, Rick and Morty. Oh, right, Rick and Morty. Oh, right, I see. Yeah, it's on Netflix over here. Right. Oh, Rick and Morty. Right, fair enough. Ah, it's on Netflix. I think it is. I'm sure it's on Netflix. I'm sure it's in my list. My list. Anyway. Which I still haven't got around to watching it. Right, Star Trek news. Right, we're nearly done. 3 more things and then we're done. Right, Star Trek. Hang on, I'll not put it up yet. There we go. From Screen Rant. Star Trek Lower Decks actress. Teases, I think. I'm sure it's an actress. I didn't read it, but I'm sure it was the actress, the voice actress for is it T'Lyn, the Vulcan. Anyway, Star Trek's Lower Decks actress, I'll say. Teaser season 5's guest star list is sick. Right, so Star Trek Lower Decks season 5 will have a sick guest star list. Teaser's Gabrielle Ruiz, who plays Vulcan Lieutenant T'Lyn. See, told you, actress. Star Trek Lower Decks season 5 will be the final season on Paramount Plus. Although viewers are just getting to know T'Lyn, who became... They're always bringing these Vulcan girls in, aren't they? They've got Majel in Prodigy. With a weird hair. Why she got that white stripe in her hair? I don't know. But is it logical? Must be. They all ate together and got food poisoning. Sick. It's sick. Yes. Although viewers are just getting to know T'Lyn, who became an integral part of the USS Cerritos in Star Trek. It's got a name drop in Prodigy, didn't it? The Cerritos. Saying the crew was... I forgot how they put it. Anyway, whatever. Not a very good crew. It started at Lower Decks Season 4. But, you know, the California classes with Cerritos at the forefront saved the Federation, didn't they? Anyway, still, Tallinn has already formed bonds with her fellow junior Starfleet lieutenants Beckett Mariner, Tony Newsom, Brad Boimler, Jack Quaid, Samanthan Rutherford, Eugene Cordero, and is that right? I don't know. It will be. And Devan attended Noel Wells. In an interview with Sean Ferrick of Trek Culture, Gabriel Ruiz excitedly hinted at what's to come in Star Trek Lower Decks Season 5. Sean Ferrick does my head in. Trek Culture. I don't know. Sometimes he's like this rational reviewer of stuff and says, yes, you know, such and such is good, and you know, or I don't like that. And then other times it's like, you know, a proper shill, and it does me head in. But anyway, yes, is it right? Samanthan. I don't know. It didn't seem right. Sean Ferrick, where was he? Gabriel Ruiz excitedly hinted at what's to come in Star Trek Lower Decks Season 5, teasing the best guest star list in the same new episode where Tallinn, Mariner, and Tendi get additional good girl hang. Ruiz offers, is this like, you know, youth speak that is just in one ear and out the other for me? I don't get it. It's like people under 30. Ruiz offers a tantalising preview for Star Trek Lower Decks Season 5. Check out Gabriel's quote and the full interview with Trek Culture in the video below. Oh, there's the video. Right, but this is what she said. Quote, the guest star list is sick, okay. The people that are coming in, that said yes to do it, squeals. I'm just squealing for everybody to find out. And then there's some additional good girl hang again with Tallinn and Mariner. Good girl hang. I've no idea. And Tendi. They let us have that again in a very, very different situation. And I think that episode, it all happens in that same episode. And I can't wait for that specific episode to air because I think it's the best one. It's written the best. The guest star list is the best. The dynamic of us trio of girls doing the thing is so much fun. So I guess they didn't cast her because she's like got the Vulcan intelligence. I've got to listen to it. I've got to listen to how she said it.
Hi, I'm the Now Visitor, and you are watching Trek Culture.
Perhaps I am well.
You're that actually gives me tingles. Like, that's actually...
Oh, I'm thrilled to be here. Thank you for asking me to join the pod after meeting you. What a wonderful way of meeting you. Her dynamic, her magic, her writing, you know, the writers of the show, Mike, you know, everybody that has made, including myself, who has made Tallinn, has made her who she is, and it worked beautifully. And some people also know me from a CW show called Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
Whatever. Sean always uses the pretty filter, does he? Is he smoothing himself out? Anyway, hang on, we haven't done yet. We haven't done yet. I thought we had. Right, I'm unmuted, aren't I? Yes, I am. Right. Star Trek Lower Decks Season 5 is the end of the animated comedy's run on Paramount Plus, but Star Trek actors want to save Lower Decks just as much as audiences do. There is an active fan-organised campaign to hashtag Save Star Trek Lower Decks. Just as Star Trek fans were able to rescue Star Trek Prodigy from cancellation, so well, they didn't. It was essentially done once it was Season 2, but it got saved from being shoved in a vault somewhere. Anyway, so that Netflix picked up Star Trek's other beloved animated series. Didn't help with bloody Star Trek Legacy, though, did it? It's possible some of the actors who are putting their weight behind rescuing Star Trek Lower Decks may even be among the secret guest stars in Season 5, Gabriel Ruiz teased. Showrunner and creator Mike McMahon promises an amazing send-off for Star Trek Lower Decks in Season 5. The hilarious voyages of the USS Cerritos have become an indelible part of Star Trek, with its amazing capacity to lovingly laugh at all aspects of the Star Trek franchise, mixed with the show's heartfelt emotion and lovable cast of misfit Starfleet heroes. What I find most fascinating and weird about it is that it's canon. I can't get my head round it. But anyway. Star Trek Lower Decks certainly feels like a show that could run for an unlimited number of seasons, although the current streaming business and economics are cutting the show off in its prime. Still, 5 seasons of Star Trek Lower Decks is a gift that will keep on giving, with the final batch of 10 episodes on Paramount+. Yeah, looking forward to it. I didn't used to like Lower Decks, you know. I started watching it at the beginning, hated it, absolutely loathed it, and then Win Grace had a go at me and ordered me to carry on with it. Because he's a super intelligent mega being, transdimensional mega being. I think he threatened to beam over to my house and basically suck my brains out or something with one of his tentacles or something. I don't know, but so I had to watch it, and then I started liking it. Lower Decks is an exaggerated version of real events, a TV show based on the real recollections of an older Boimler or something. Yeah. Yep. It's like it's over there, my book. It's like Fire and Blood in it for House of the Dragon. That's like you've not got a reliable narrator, so you've a lot of liberties that you can take with the narration or the timeline of events. I think that's what Lower Decks is. We've got an unreliable narrator, which is why some things are weird in it. But the general historical things that happen in it, the main points, the bullet points, are all canon, aren't they? Things have happened. Anyway, but maybe not the overly goofy stuff. That's how I'll put it. That's how I'll file it away in my stupid brain. Right, so moving on. Next up, I think Starfleet Academy next. Yes, it is Starfleet Academy next, if it comes on. There we go. Hang on. Wesley Crusher perfectly described me in a recent episode of something. Did they? A transdimensional mega being, because that's what you are. All-knowing. This is from Trek Core. Trek Core staff. That's a funny name, isn't it? 3 new cadets join Star Trek Starfleet Academy's cast. Presume it's them 3. Yes, them 3. Following the major casting of Hollywood heavyweights Holly Hunter and Paul Giamatti, CBS Studios and Paramount Plus today announced the first 3 cadets to join Star Trek Starfleet Academy's freshman class. Relative newcomers Carice Brooks, Bella Shepherd and George Hawkins are the first members of Starfleet Academy's younger cast. I mean, they could be the character names, couldn't they? But that's about all we know, as the studio has not shared character names or backstories as part of today's announcement. Here's the full press release from Paramount Plus. Carice Brooks, I can't even say it, Bella Shepherd and George Hawkins joined the Paramount Plus original series Star Trek Starfleet Academy, July 9th, 2024, which were yesterday. Omnitemporal Traveller. Oh, is that? Yes, I agree. I agree with Wesley Crusher, a.k.a.
Quill Wheaton.
You are that. Paramount Plus today announced that Carice Brooks, my old ass, Bella Shepherd, Wolfpack, and George Hawkins, Tell Me Everything, have joined the cast of the original series Star Trek Starfleet Academy. The upcoming series will follow the adventures of a new class of Starfleet cadets. It's going to be the first class of them, since Earth rejoined the Federation. As they come of age in one of the most legendary places in the galaxy. Produced by CBS Studios, the new series will begin production later this summer. Brooks, Shepherd and Hawkins will play cadets, joining previously announced cast members, Holly Hunter as the captain and chancellor of Starfleet Academy, and Paul... Use the admirals that are the chancellors, but anyway, whatever. And Paul Giamatti as the season's villain. Is he going to be human or an alien, I wonder? Or I don't know. Well, we'll find out, won't we, eventually. Star Trek Starfleet Academy introduces viewers to a young group of cadets who come together to pursue a common dream of hope and optimism. Under the watchful and demanding eyes of their instructors, they discover what it takes to become Starfleet officers as they navigate blossoming friendships explosive rivalries, first loves, and a new enemy that threatens both the Academy and the Federation itself. It'll be bloody awful. It'll be like that that thing in 200, Stargate SG-1, the 200 episode, where they wanted to redo SG-1 with young, a young cast. That's what it'll be like. It will. Unintentionally hilarious. What if they make Paul a Morn character and he never gets to speak? Seems about right. Yeah, probably. There's a Morn in... I can't remember what the species is. There's one in Prodigy, isn't there? A member of Nova Squadron. And I don't think that character's spoken yet, I don't think. Could be wrong. Brooks, an actress and professional dancer, will make her feature film debut this year in My Old Ass, produced by Margot Robbie and directed by Megan Park. She will also star in the 70s coming-of-age comedy. That's it, yes, Lurian. That's the one. She will also star in the 70s coming-of-age comedy Feeling Randy. So she's doing films about asses and being randy. Unless that's a name. And she's feeling randy. Anyway, Brooks's credits include The Prom, The Cypher, How We Wrote, blah, 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 blah. We don't care, do we? Shepard was, well, I suppose people do, but, if you want to read it, read it. Shepard was recently the lead of the Paramount Plus series Wolfpack and is best known for her previous Brat series On the Ropes and A Girl Named Jo. And as the lead in the series Two Sides, whatever. Hawkins is best known for playing Dylan in Tell Me Everything. His previous credits include Sean in the BAFTA-nominated film Boiling Point. Oh, so is he British? He must be. 2023, Hawkins graduated from London's Mount View Academy. So at least we know he's British. So we've got a British fella there. Will he be playing a British person? Don't know. It's still going to be a while, it seems, until we know more about the new Cadets characters and their roles in the Starfleet Academy story, so stay tuned until Paramount Plus has more to share. Star Trek Starfleet Academy is in pre-production now. So there we go. But it's still going to be crap. I think it is, anyway. I think it is. It's going to be bloody awful. Feeling Randy from South Park? I don't know. He'd like it, wouldn't it? Is that what I'm thinking of? It's another show I don't watch a lot of. But when I do see it, I do enjoy it. So I don't know half of the characters in South Park. But anyway. Right. I think we've one more. Yes. And finally, this is an X tweet. I remember a few weeks ago, I did a tweet from Joseph Mallozzi about the season 6 of Stargate Atlantis. Well, he's done another tweet now. He's been doing a lot of Stargate tweets, like Stargate trivia. And this is about the end of season 10 of Stargate SG-1, which I thought were interesting. I haven't really watched it in years, but did check out a recent special. Yes, I saw the what do they call it? The Pandaverse one. I saw that. And saw the other one with the about like OnlyFans sort of stuff. I saw that one as well, which was hilarious. But anyway. But apart from that, no, I've not watched a lot of it. Right, so here we go. Joseph Mallozzi on the end of SG-1. Right, so here we go. If I make that bigger so we can read it. Right, here we go. So Joseph Mallozzi is Baron Destructo. Go and follow him on X, formerly known as Twitter. Stargate Trivia, Stargate SG-1, Unending, Episode 10, Episode 10-20. Season 10, Episode 20. Word had come down a couple of months earlier. Stargate SG-1 was finally coming to an end. And to be honest, despite the countless 11th hour reprieves that saw us coming back year after year, the many changes the show had undergone, the fact that we were producing a lofty 10th season of the series, I was genuinely surprised and disappointed. With the reshifting of the show creative 2 seasons earlier and the promotion of Claudia Black to series regular that year, I felt that the show had been revitalised and could have gone another season at least. There were still stories to tell, and I would have loved nothing more than to have gotten a shot at telling them, and we almost did. Soon after we got word that the show had been cancelled, talks were underway to save it. Talks that actually bore fruit. The plan was to produce an 11th season of SG-1 for Apple as an iTunes exclusive. All the pieces were falling into place, and it looked like we were going to save SG-1, and we would have. Excuse me. If not for a clause in our contract with Sci-Fi that ultimately killed the plan. Boo! Because it wouldn't been the first time Stargate had switched platforms, was it? Because it started off on Showtime, didn't it? And ended up on Sci-Fi. Anyway. There was also a recent interview with Rob Cooper on Gateworld about why they didn't turn season 9 and 10 into the spin-off as partially planned. Alright. I don't usually watch... I subscribe to Gateworld, but I've got to be honest, I don't often watch their videos because I find them... I don't know. There's something, the hosts. I don't like the host. Sorry, Gateworld. But there's something about them that kind of puts me off. And my attention tends to wander. But anyway. Looking back to Joe, as his friends call him. Looking back, I have nothing but fond memories of the show and the many, many individuals who brought it to life. Tireless long-time series showrunners, Brad Wright and Robert C. Cooper, chiefest among them. Everyone contributed to a series that ran an astounding 10 seasons, and hot take, seasons 9 and 10 are my favourite too. The ones I rewatch the most. And produced an incredible 214 episodes. Although I disagreed with the decision to cancel us, putting things in perspective, it's hard to find fault with a network that rescued us halfway through our marathon run. If not for Sci-Fi, formerly known as Sci-Fi, formerly known as the Sci-Fi Channel, I used to love, you are watching the Sci-Fi Channel, or you are watching Mystery Science Theatre 3000 on the Sci-Fi Channel. I used to love that back when it was the Sci-Fi Channel. Pardon me. There are no bad seasons of SG-1, no there aren't. No there aren't, they're all good. I've got a tickly nose, means I'm going to have an argument. Anyway, where were we? Stargate SG-1 would have ended with its 5th season on Showtime. There would have been no Mitchell or Valor, no Ori or Anubis, no Landry, no McKay, and perhaps... most crucial of all, no Teal'c unwittingly attending a reading of the Vagina Monologues. Which they just put in, didn't they? They didn't tell anybody about it. And it got through kind of as a joke. And no Jonas either, since they'll forget him, yes. It didn't get mentioned, did he, there? We'll see if he gets mentioned. Justice for Jonas. Poor Corin. Poor Corin Nemec, eh? He's a lovely fella and all. It was a great ride, but like all rides, it finally came to an end. In this instance, with the ironically titled Unending, episode number 214, written, directed and produced by longtime Stargate exec producer Robert C. Cooper. It was clever in that it offered the best of both worlds, a glimpse into the future of the characters viewers had grown to know and love over the show's many, many years, and the promise that their present-day adventures would continue, which they did, in 2 direct-to-video movies, Ark of Truth and Continuum. And I love Ark of Truth. I think it's amazing. I do. Even though they only go through the Stargate. Only shows them going through the Stargate once in it. And that's the Supergate. But anyway. You can't please all of the people all of the time, and while many fans loved the series' ender, others took issue with it. Well, take your pick. The end of the Asgard, the absence of O'Neill, Daniel and Valor finally getting together, Sam and Teal'c. Still, I loved the way it provided answers, and even if those answers were undone at episode's end, they nevertheless hinted at possible things to come. Don't forget though, Teal'c, didn't he still, I don't know, because he aged, didn't he? The way it worked, I forgot exactly how they did it, but it was a timey-wimey thing, wasn't it? And he had to, so he ended up with a grey streak in his hair, didn't he? So, anyway, whatever. And Teal'c, who actually lived the events, yes, only to never really get to deal with it, apart from his Malon streak. Anyway. I forgot what I want now. They nevertheless hinted at possible things to come. I was sorry to see the Asgard go after so many years, but, they came back kind of, didn't they? I'd come to delight in the antics of those genderless, passive-aggressive know-it-alls, usually voiced by Michael Shanks, I think, weren't they? Or, I forgot her name, Terrell Rothery. He was in a temporal stasis bubble while time rewound around him. That was it, yes, that was it. Where were we? But I was equally sorry to receive their parting gift, the ridiculously powerful Asgard core that has been consigned to Area 52 for long-term R&D. Rob saved the shot of the team heading through the gate one last time for the very end. From what I hear, because obviously, what's his face went through with them, didn't it? Oh, was that in 200? I can't remember now. From what I hear, they didn't get around to it until well after midnight. I thought it bittersweet that while everyone behind the scenes was saying their goodbyes that night, the scene that had preceded the farewells not only left the door open to future adventures, but suggested a familiarity and routine that would continue, albeit unseen. Although the fans wouldn't be privy to these future off-world travels, they could take solace in the fact that SG-1 was still out there doing what it did best, keeping the galaxy safe for the rest of us. Or is that the final shot of them going through the gate? Yes, it is, isn't it? Which one was it when Landry went through with them? Was that 200, at the end of 200, or was that the end of Continuum? I can't remember. There we go, so there we go. Any more? No, right. So yes, it was sad. It was sad to end with SG-1, but at least they got to do Arc of Truth and Continuum, which I think were both better than the original Stargate movie. I like the original Stargate movie, but SG-1 improved it no end. 200, they all went. Walter and Landry, yes, because Walter got changed really quickly, didn't he? Yes, I love 200. Yeah, but Midway. The Stargate Atlantis Midway, still my favourite episode of them all. Anyway, right, so there we go. It was still a surprise, even though they knew it would come in. It was still a surprise, and but at least they got to do at least they got to finish off the Ori story, didn't they? Sort of in Arc of Truth. That's it. And I love Arc of Truth, I really do. But I don't think it's out on Blu-ray, is it? I've got the DVD of it. I've got Continuum on Blu-ray, but I don't know. I could be wrong. Anyway, I think they learned of the cancellation while filming 200. Well, yeah, because the script, it references it, doesn't it? Because they're saying, because the Stargate breaks, doesn't it, in the episode 200. And they say, how can something that's worked perfectly for 10 years suddenly not work anymore? That's obviously a reference to the series, isn't it? Being cancelled and all that. But anyway. Anywho, right. So that's it. That's your lot. So what we got coming up? There's a Blu-ray 2-pack. Oh, right. I'll have to have a look. With both, but I've got Continuum on Blu-ray. But never mind. I've got them on Amazon. I think. Can't remember. I cancelled my MGM subscription because I wasn't watching it. I thought we were going to end up watching all the Stargates, and I never got round to it, so I cancelled my MGM subscription. Because I'm a fake fan, apparently. Right, we'll leave it there. We're all done. Hang on, sorry about that. Get rid of that. We're all done and dusted. What's coming up next? Right, on Friday, for Appointment with Fear, we're doing Final Destination. Sod it, I'll just play my little intro. I've started doing intros for each thing now, so where have I put it? So this is what's coming up on Friday. Right, so that's coming up on Friday. Final Destination on Friday Night Appointment with Fear. But Wingray says, fun fact, I own both series of movies on DVD, except the final season of Atlantis. Yes, I've got all the Stargates. I've got them on DVD. I've got them all, including Universe. I've got Continuum on Blu-ray. I've got Ark of Truth on DVD. And I've got Stargate Origins Catherine on Google. I bought it on Google. Did they ever bring that out on physical media? I don't know if they did or not. Anyway, the version of the season finale of Atlantis I have includes unfinished VFX sequences. Oh, I've never noticed. I've never checked mine. Then we've got old Jake Sisko. Yes, Tony Todd's in Final Destination. He's in every horror film. Yes, and Worf's brother. By the way, when they were old Jake Sisko, the only, well, maybe not, no, not anymore, but it was the first episode of Star Trek to make me cry. The DS9 episode, The Visitor. That pulls at the old heartstrings, does that one. And Worf's brother, yes, Kern, who technically outranked him, didn't he? In terms of rank, but not in seniority. Sirruk is that how you pronounce it? Sirruk is now older than Tony was in that episode. Tell you, getting old. So if they bring back Jack, will Todd play him? Don't know. Who's Jack? Oh, Jake. They bring back Jake. Will Todd play him? You never know. You never know. What else? All right, and next Monday, for Magnificent Mondays, we're doing Jurassic Park, the first one, obviously. So I'll show you the intro for that as well. So here we go. There we go. That's coming up next Monday. Jake, yes. I worked it out. So nice of you to highlight such an obscure film. Yeah, not many people have heard of Jurassic Park. It's one of these weird, Ray Harryhausen-esque dinosaur films that not many people saw, despite it being the highest grossing film ever at the time. Not anymore, obviously. Right, so that's it. We're all done and dusted for this week. So thanks, Wingrace, and thanks, Sci-Fi Quest, who's off probably having a booze up somewhere now because England have won. Because we haven't seen him. In the chat since England won their match. Oh dear. So he's probably boozing and celebrating. He's running around. He's got his shirt off and he's just running around outside in the street in the rain. Probably if it's raining. I don't know if it is or not. Where he is. And thanks to Josh Temple, who's been around, but has been busy at work. So he says he's been lurking in the background. He's getting slizzard. Is that an American expression? Is it like sozzled, getting drunk? Yes, it probably is. But anyway, I might have one. I might have a beer now I mention it. I think I've got some in the fridge. I might have one. To celebrate England getting to their first final. I better make sure it's not been overturned, because I turned my phone off. Let's check the news. BBC News, let's have a look. Yes. Late Watkins winner sends England into final. Yay. What else has happened? Baldwin played make-believe with gun. Rust trial hears. Democrats pile pressure on Biden as president tries to reassure NATO leaders. Crossbow suspect captured near cemetery after 3 women killed. So that's the top news in the UK. So I just thought I'd say that for you. Slizzard is a hip-hop slang word for incredibly drunk or high from 2018. I'm trying to sound like I'm hip. No cap. dog. Oh dear. Right, so we'll leave it there. So, thank you again. Hope you don't mind, Wing Grace, that I've made you a wrench. I did it in case anybody, pops onto the stream and starts causing trouble. Thought you might, deal with it for me. But hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind. If you do mind, I will unmake you a wrench. Right, hopefully it won't happen though, after these steps I've taken, but we'll see. Right, so we'll leave it there. Make sure we're still going everywhere, aren't I? Before I leave, and make sure there's no chats anywhere else. No, there isn't, obviously. Right, so we'll leave it there. So, thanks for watching, wherever you are. Look after each other. And until next time, I'll say I'll do the Patreon shout out before I do the end thing.